Hi, so today we have a really exciting topic about preparing your own soil for your seedlings, which is very important to get it right from the very beginning, because seedlings are so vulnerable and need so much to grow just perfect and fast. So look at this soil. I have this recipe already for several years and I use it every year with amazing results. Today I'm going to share this recipe with you. The first component of the mixture for your seedlings is garden soil, and it's also the biggest component by volume. I know there are many reasons not to use them for the seedlings. Two main reasons are considered to be, first of all, that there are lots of bacteria and microbes and lots of diseases. So seedlings are too young to go through all of that and they will most likely die when exposed to them. And the second one is that it's too thick and hard for the young roots to grow, and it's not performing well when in a pot. However, we are going to add other components that would make these issues non-existent. Also, it has a great advantage that your seedlings will start getting used to its components from the very beginning, and the stress level when you plant them in your garden outside would be significantly reduced. So let's start the preparation of our soil for seedlings, which will be super perfect for them to grow. I'm going to use this measurement cup. I weighed it, and up till here it's about 500 milliliters, and if it's full one it's 700. So you have to put two measures of garden soil, which you just saw I collected. Now, depending how cold it is in your climate, you might want it to collect soil before this, maybe in December before the ground froze. And I do have a video which explains this in more details, how best to do it and how best to prepare soil before planting something. So now you see I am adding the second measure. It would be 2 cups or about 1 liter of garden soil. This soil has some impurities in it, some stones, also roots of perennial weeds, which I'm removing it. Obviously, if you are using bigger volumes, you can use a compost sieve to do that, or something else. However, because the volumes are very small, it would just take me a few seconds to do this by hand. And here it is, almost done. You see the soil is pretty good because I have been using green manure, mulching, and many other agricultural methods last year to improve the soil I have. So now the second component is coir. I have a number of videos of how to prepare coir. So this is coir without any additives, but you can also use coir with added fertilizers by the producer. And you need 1 measure of coir. In this video it's half a liter to be added to the growing medium. Now another component which is also very important, and you need to add add a measure of it, is vermicompost. It's so rich in nitrogen and other elements that your plant need, that you cannot really go wrong adding it everywhere in big quantities. The only issue that you never have enough of it. So unfortunately I don't have a measure of it. So I'm also going to add some composted manure from horses and cows in order to get a little bit more than a full measure. So to summarize, you would need to add a measure of vermicompost, and if you don't have, oops, sorry, a little accident, and if you do not have, you will need to add a little bit more, maybe a measure and a half maximum of compost or composted manure or whatever you have, which can provide a good source of nitrogen and other elements for your mixture. So in terms of volume, these are three biggest components which you will add. You can or you cannot also add some perlite. I had perlite, so I decided to add it, but because you are adding already coir, it's not necessary. So if you don't have it, don't bother. And to summarize so far, the main components is 2 parts of soil, 1 of coir and 1 of compost. The next very important ingredient is source of calcium, phosphorus, and other microelement. I am using organomineral fertilizer, but the best one would be ash. I just ran out of it. Another component to add is some of the effective microorganisms. So those microorganisms which are very good for your soil. I'm using bokashi, and I will definitely make a video about it, so subscribe not to miss. And a latest component which is also very, very important is adding some microorganisms such as hay bacillus or trichoderma. These are also beneficial microbes to promote plant health. They increase crop resistance to several crop diseases and therefore are very important for the seedlings who are very vulnerable. Once you add all those components, do mix it very well and thorough to get a mixture of everything that you added. In terms of the latest bacteria that I add, you can add about 1 gram for 1 liter or 2 pounds of your soil mixture. However, again, it all depends on the concentration of microorganisms in what you do. So look at the texture. It's excellent. It has very high water holding capacity, but also a lot of potential to keep air. Yeah. Okay, so let's summarize the key components of the perfect seedling growing medium. First of all, garden soil, and you need to put 2 parts of it. If you don't have it, you can just buy any soil in your local garden shop or whatever soil you have. If you have a choice, it's better to have a little bit fatty soil. Second mixture, 1 part of coir and 1 part of vermicompost or a little bit more of compost. Also add some perlite if you can. And start adding microorganisms, beneficial soil microorganisms, and also microorganisms to increase crop resistance, such as hay bacillus and others. And don't forget some ash or organomineral fertilizer. Once you mix everything, it's ready for the next final step, which is storing it at the room temperature for about 2 weeks. You should wrap it in a black plastic bag without so sun cannot go through, and keep it at the room temperature so that it reaches equilibrium. Microbes start working, and good microbes killing bad microbes, and your minerals distribute throughout the soil. I do hope you're going to try this amazing recipe, and then you will never come back to anything else. Now, even if you don't have some of the components which I presented you, just do what you can. You will not get as great results as I do, but you will still get better results than you usually do if you get at least some of those components. I don't know which components to recommend you not to use, because all of them, as I explained in this video, are so important. So just try to use all of them. I know you might not find all of them. For example, Hay bacillus or trichoderma might not be easily procurable, but try to find something else. For example, there are so many different good bacteria for your soil. If it comes to yours, just don't use it. I hope you will have at least effective microorganisms. They are very popular, not always marketed as for the horticultural use, but you can still find them, for example, as bokashi, or as effective microorganism, as microorganisms for enhancing your soil. So search on internet, see what's available in your country, and I think the rest should be easily available in any country. So do try, and right before you leave, don't forget to subscribe to see how seedlings are progressing in the soil, and listen to many more exciting information which will improve your harvests. Bye.